Hello everyone and welcome once again to the Craftfitter server. Anyway, you might hear some noises that seem to be kind of foreign. That's because I got the windows open and it's a nice day. I don't live in a fortified bunker with central air, so I don't care. Anyway, we're standing in a village which unfortunately has met its demise. I was keeping this particular village up just outside of our town, and oh, of course now it's gonna get dark. And was breeding the villagers, kept up the place, got more villagers to come, zombie siege killed off everything. It's not worth it anymore, so I've got a project going on here. As we have 5, you can see the village that no one cared for, and I was the only one maintaining it. It all died. It's gone. And I was blocking a sign that pretty much stated what's going to happen. See, people don't go outside of central area, outside of exploring, and I'd like to use more of this map. So what's going to go here is the Oceanside Inn. It's not going to be a huge hotel. It's probably going to be like, oh, creeper, we could use those. It's going to be like a 24-room hotel, nothing really big. Nothing super fancy either. We need the gunpowder charges. So it never hurts to have a little extra XP and getting smacked around in the process. So that's what we have, and oh, there's my shulker box that I've been looking for. These are the offices where storing materials to build with. I might actually be needing those dirt blocks, and I've gone too far. Oh, I know what's wrong here. I'll put a carrot there. That way I can take this guy with me. So what we need to do right now is go home, and we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be chased by a little snot. I hate these things. Then again, I don't know anyone who likes them. Do I still have the... Good. Alright, so I'm going to stop the recording, and when we come back, we're going to be back home, because that's one of our big projects. Alright, it's daytime, and as you might have seen on... I'm live streaming at the same time. One of the problems we have here that needs to be addressed, this is some extra dirt that I have, is you can get up here from down here, and I don't want that. So what we're going to do is we are going to raise the level of the land surrounding us so monsters cannot get at us. And it's going to be a minimum, or so the hope is, a minimum of 3 blocks from the highest neighboring block. It may not be perfect. And we can go a little higher if we need to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to surround this elevated terrain with a retaining wall. Alright, let's see here. And might as well keep things consistent. It'll look a little weird going by the place initially, but when we have the retaining wall in, it's going to make a lot more sense. Come on, plop the dirt. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's how it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, roughly. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. That's roughly the spacing. I'm not going to totally bore you with this. This is something I will mostly do off camera. And there's a donkey that was trying to get its way in. Don't mind me, I'm usually thinking while playing. This is too close, so this will be... You get the idea, right? I'm not going to bore you with that. When we get to a point that we start doing retaining walls, we'll cut right back. And there's the abandoned village that I tried to keep up. Nobody else cared for. And wound up just becoming dead. Alright, we're back. Set up the land so we're at least 3 blocks away from the next lowest piece of land, and yes, that looks kind of dumb, but that's on purpose because we have ways in which to deal with this, and that's what we're going to do right now. Is we're going to put the retaining walls in so it looks like it's being held in by something, because yeah, this doesn't really look very realistic. It looks rather dumb. And that happened. Okay. So the look I'm going for is not with that. The fields will be cobblestone, and this is buried in 1 block. And we will stop. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if that will be correct. Actually, yes, that will be. And do here. It's rather plain looking, but we're not going for super ultra fancy, but we don't want it looking plain as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab some wood. 2, 3, 4, 5 pillar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wow, that actually works. Something went wrong there. Or I could put something there. Get rid of this. I'm not going to waste my axe. I wanted to get the spacing just right. There we go. And I believe this is a 3 space. And it was. Okay, now we want to dig at least 1 below, so it looks like it's properly supported by something. And it's not just a floater. Alright, now we can use the shovel. And break. Yeah, some things are just a little too delicate, so I'm not using the shovel to break the ground. As common sense it would be to do such a thing, It's such a high-powered shovel. It might cause more harm than good. There we go. And just for... yeah, that'll work. That's not going to hurt anything. Alright, now we can switch back to this. Nope, I don't want to be there. So we're just going to do one section of this on camera. Alright, this is going to be a pillar. Alright, I'll worry about that section a little later. And up. And we'll leave that one away just like it is. But you're going to take this. Yep, we're going to jump up. And we're going to do that. So, we got a section of it done, and now we can take this piece off. There, thrash on the place the block button, and that will help us not take a header. Hokey Pokey is sleeping. I am glad she is. Or is it he? You know, some of the people, I honestly can never remember who they are. I feel bad. I'm just really terrible with people's names, especially fictitious or of people of certain ethnicities. I just, for some reason, certain ones just don't stick. No idea why. It just is the way it is. Anyway, there will be a fence that goes along the edge, but the whole idea is that I want to do a section, get a look at it, and you get the idea of how it works. There you go. I might put a break in there, like, I don't know how many blocks down. I might just put a horizontal section of stone bricks in just to make it a little more interesting. But you get the idea of how it's going to pretty much look. And when we get done, we'll do a quick look around to show you what it looks like in the end. Other than that, that'll for the most part be it for this little thing, and then we'll move on to the next project. Alright, it took about a couple hours, but we've made the property a bit bigger and a lot safer. No monster's gonna get in now, except for one area, and that'll be taken care of next. So you can see this is what it looks like. So what this side looks like, there's a tree next to it, but whatever. Kind of get the idea there. That's a tough angle to get. And over here, the broad angle, there's the main entrance. So you can see no monster will get to us now. But we still have some security issues. There's that there. And this is the side I just finished. And that side runs a little long just to kind of not look like it's broken a little bit. Anyway, that's what we got. It's all secure, at least from the hillside. However, there's areas that are higher than the house. So now I gotta go around and chop some wood and make some fence. Well, this took pretty much a few hours to do the whole thing, which I'm surprised it took that it was kind of that fast. It took that short amount of time. Got everything all fenced off. There's no way a monster can get up here. And what about over there? Well, we didn't finish everything. So we're going to finish off everything. Yes, everything goes so smoothly in these streams, don't they? Well, it is being streamed. We also have this buffer zone between the land that's not protected and us. We can stand right here and a creeper can be on the other side. No hiss, no boom. And a double gate, one there and one over there, as well as a winglet on each side. So if a monster's on that side of the fence, it can't straddle along the edge of the wall and walk its way around. It either has to find another way, which it won't be able to, or fall and take a hit. So that's what we got going here at the house. Now I can put this stuff away. Done. And apparently I had some fence over there as well. Oh. Yeah, it stinks when people go like that. Alright, so next thing we need to do is build some stables and create horses and mules and what have not. I have several golden apples in my possession now, so that should be fairly easy to do. Anyway, there's the house. There's all the protection around it. Maybe neaten up this torch thing because it looks a little sloppy. Anyway, that is what we got right now, and if I remember the next day that I record, the next thing we should be looking at is a project that I've started and will hopefully be something people will use. We are in front of this arena, which I did not build because that requires actual talent, and it's pretty nice. You know, various things have gone in here, like spleef tournaments and what have not. Craft Theory logo in the floor. I've shown this to you, except it wasn't as far along. Anyway, one of the things is this is supposed to be an amusement park, and the stadium takes up so much room, there isn't really much left of anything to build on this land. Not that this was their fault. It was that Monkey kind of underestimated how big this island was, and I brought that up way before the stadium came in. So I want to show you I made a couple of annexes to help allow people to build things. One of the rides I built is Free Fall. It's a tower, and we already had a few people that like it. Thanks for the ride, my puppy Taylor. Thanks for the thrilling view of the area. Creepers to kill. And I think that was just for building stuff. Anyway, since we're here, let's ride it. Push yourself up. And you climb the section that doesn't really afford a view. And the rest of it is where you do get a view. And the thing is, it's a slow, painfully slow climb to the top. You get the same view again, except it keeps disappearing. And of course the blacking out is because the camera actually lags behind the player, and that's the way the game is. It's not server lag. So if you take a really, really fast corner, you can truly see the camera lags behind the player. So we're not really clipping these blocks. And if I've turned... Okay, we came that way, that's why you can see all of that. If we came from that way, you'd see most of Coaster Mountain, which I'm not going to share yet, because I want that to be finished before I do. And as you can see, as I said, it's a painfully slow and agonizing climb, and we're getting up there. And it's all done on purpose. Although some server lag made it go a bit slow this time. Wow, just barely made it there. And I've play tested this a million times. It should work just fine. And here we are. And drop. And that's that. That's the tower right there. Anyway, you got the Coaster Mountain, which I'm not going to show you because I want to show you that when it's done. The second ride that's available are the bumper boats. This was built into the hill. And there's a couple of boats that are midway out, so people have taken advantage of going here. Very low headroom, because that's where literally the ground is. Hence, if people want to build here, 1 block down is your dig limit. And some of the caverns in Coaster Mountain go a lot higher, and that was unlimited there. Some of the caverns are so close to the surface, imposed yet again another dig limit. Right here, 1 block deep. And over here, coming soon, is Annex B, which I haven't finished the tunnel to. And I believe I'll have a nether portal entrance at this point. So you can see, not even done. I'm thinking of putting a ride in this part. Here's Annex B. Very big real estate that somebody could build stuff here, or some people still clearing out land. I've stopped at this point. I might go further once I reach a certain point, which I believe I'm getting very close to. This is where I'm at. And yeah, around down here is where I want to stop. Very dark. I don't want to stick around. Doesn't mean I'm not going to open it before I reach there. It's just where I would like it to go. So that's what I have in this section. Now we're going to head back home because, one, I got stuff I want to put away, like that. I know this stuff, the most important stuff in the world. Turn it into kabloomy sticks to finish Coaster Mountain. And show you some progress on other things. We are here in the center of town for my team, which I always keep forgetting the name of it. Anyway, this is my contribution. Most epic and scariest coaster in history of Minecraft. Or Minecraft even. Even Kender is very jealous. You should see some of the coasters, or I should say thrill rides that he's built. And that's the direction you go, up the giant hill and back down. Yeah, scary. Anyway, good thing we have this mega speed boost. Because one of the problems is, I want to make that resort. Problem is, there's no way to get there till now, although I'm taking the worst possible route to get there. But you can kind of see the bridge. Figure, since I screwed up, might as well show off what it kind of looks like. So, now we got a much easier way to get there. Plus it helps me get home as well, since it's getting dark. Now it's just that much easier to get there. Don't have to swim, don't have to do anything. And it runs off. So then this is the simpler bridge. There's no real fancy schmancy architecture here. On this side, it looks fairly identical to the other one. But once you get to about here, a road and a bridge could be built to connect another city road that's over there. That's another village that someone else has taken. You can see it's a much simpler bridge. So we go this way. I know I've shown it to you before, but I'm just showing you the road that will go there. Here we go. Filled in a lot of this, although I will at some point when I get enough fill go underwater and terrace it off so it's more believable. It's just a straight drop at this point. As you can see, pretty much got it all the way up to this point. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue it further or not, but it's getting close to the point that this village, which I was taking care of, and it fell to the zombie apocalypse, is something nobody really cared about. Nobody wanted to do anything with it. So I decided that this is going to disappear, the hill included, and a resort will go in. I gotta go home now. I've already shown you that. So I'll be back a little later. Well, we're back at the amusement park. Again, the annex section, because that took up almost the whole entire island that was supposed to be for amusement parks. I'm showing you Annex B, which is way over there. Annex A, which is kind of behind Coaster Mountain. And by the way, Coaster Mountain is now done. And I'm going to take you on for a little spin. Now, typical of a big roller coaster, of course we got the exit and enter, the ridiculously long queue line. And that is so that you build up some anticipation as to what's coming. And then this is supposed to almost be like a mine, which then comes out and then back into a mine system. And then board here, push yourself. Roll back and limping may happen from lag. Every now and then the coaster will limp very slow, but every test I've done so far, this thing has successfully gone the entire circuit. So if rollback happens from lag, push. I got a cart, but if you don't have one, take a cart. Please return when you're done. So without further ado, and put a torch in your hand so you can see more, let's go for the ride. And there you have it. Yes, you might have noticed, because this wasn't an issue till, of course, when I start rolling video, is apparently there's a dark spot where a creeper formed. I need to go and fix that. Other than that, as you can see, it works perfectly fine. And once that's done, the coaster is finally open. So let's go fix that problem. Although I'm going to do that off camera. And then I'm going to open it for the rest of the people. This video will appear long after people get a chance to ride it, so not to spoil it. And hopefully we'll have all the lighting issues squashed and ready. Okay, after I showed you the roller coaster, I wanted to come back here and show you the Oceanside Inn. Remember that village? It's not only gone, but completely replaced. This is the skeleton. Now the building looks bigger than what it really is, because this is going to be an outside corridor style building. There's the basement right there. You can kind of see that. And I've purposely left a gap here so that if I'm working on the building while monsters are running amok, they can't get to me. So I just jump and I'm in safety. This is the lobby. Over here, just where these stairs are going to be, will be the front desk. As you can see, it's a very expansive lobby, although I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to address the exterior of these stairwells, but it will be done. And because of the way the building's done with all these beams, there's no elevator access to the 4th floor. So yeah, the handicapped access is for the first 3 floors. That's where the elevator will go, although I'm going to change it up so that's glass and these will be solid walls. As you can see here, because this beam, there's no access. Anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. This is the attic. This is going to be a big function hall. You got the 4 stairwell. The 4 stairwells that end up here. The elevator ends up here. That and that will be private. It's not open to the public. This will be storage and maintenance when it's all said and done. Got a little of it over here. I think I'll put some of it away right now while I'm at it, just because I can. We're going to need more of this for sure. And back to the rooms. We'll stay here on this level. Outside corridors. And each one of these will be a room. It's not going to be 2 rooms. Well, it's going to be 2 rooms, but this is going to be a single suite. Now, the thing people might not like is that staring down. Although I plan on putting trees up there so you can't really see into here. But this will be the functioning side of the service corridors. This is where you gain access to your room. And this will be the functional room, like the kitchen and what have not. And since this is the Oceanside Inn, you want to see the ocean. This will be the bedroom and the room that'll have the big wall of glass and a set of double doors so you can go out here on this porch and enjoy the view. So the enjoyable side is right here. The function side is right here. So there's no creep factor because of that. And like I said, I'm going to plant trees anyway, so hopefully it'll make it, you know, a little less Bates Motel-ish. So again, like I said, this is an exterior corridor, so the exterior looks bigger than what it is. Then this is the, on each side, this, and way over there, you have yet another set of stairwells and a second way up to the attic. So, no, I can't do this. Well, before I put the roof on, I could just simply jump off the building and into water, but I can't do that anymore. I'm going to take this side stairwell, and we got most of the sidewalls built, except wainscoting, that is, except for over here there will be kind of a doorway that goes into the private bedroom area / enjoyable part. Maybe some chairs. And this is where I've been growing most of the materials that I've been using. Every now and then I would go out and cut some of these down. What I plan on doing with this giant chunk of area is I'm going to have a horse stable and a big walking track that you can walk the horses along. And depending on people's plans, I plan on continuing those out there in the distance somewhere. But that's another thing for another day. So now the thing is, it's time to get this going. There's got to be a cave or something under there. Still got plenty of material. We still need it for the interior work. Definitely. These spruce trees, well, not spruce, I keep calling them everything but what they are. These oak trees definitely need more of that stuff. So that's what we have for you, and when we come back, depending on how long things are, we're going to do some more work. Probably we'll have a little more of this done. Alrighty. We're back here at the future site of Oceanside Inn. I did a little more work to it, so you can kind of see what it will kind of look like when it's done, at least on the exterior. This part of it right here. That's what it kind of looks like. Is you got this feature to break up the monotonous, overly thick columns of wood there, the railings. This is the private side, the side in which the bedroom would be on, which of course faces the ocean, and that thing of mystery over there. And you can probably see the rooms aren't built. And the other side's the service side. That is where you get in and out. And this is what this part of it looks like, kind of using the same thing. And there we go, we got the glass in, we got the doors. Decided to do it this way, make it a little more, a little less industrial-ish. Still have not figured out exactly what to do with this, but I have an idea now, is that where the stairs are, the 4 blocks of width will probably be a wall, and then everything else will be probably dark oak fence to kind of go with this rustic feel that I'm attempting to go at. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm thinking I'm going to end this video by doing something that everybody is hopefully doing, and I'm going to take part. I just haven't had time. Work is so wonderful. And I've had problems with the monsters because they've got in, the little twerps have got in through the basement windows. There were a few instances where I've inadvertently left a few of these big gaping openings without glass in them that were completely unlit. So monsters got in that way too. Nothing that goes hiss and boom, but still we don't like it. Anywho, that's not what we're here for now. What we're going to end is, there's a section of road a little past here. In fact, we're going to get off this road and head on over by going this way. Oh boy, I just blindly jump over a ravine. Remember, kids, never ever blindly jump over ravines. And whoever said this show is not educational. Anyway, over here, there is a brown road which is supposed to be like a little neighborhood type deal. Here's the other village. People said it's dead, but I found 2 other villagers that are still alive, and maybe they still are. I'm not caring to check right now. I've also taken the hit the F3. I took the vertical sync off because I was having issues with when the game is slowing down. It will get stuck at 30 or even 15 frames per second. And as you can see, while recording with fraps, I was getting $1.50, which ain't too bad. And I'm wondering something about my video settings at this point. 16 chunks, that's where I left it. VSync off. Graphics fancy and all that wonderful crap. Over here, there it is. There's the road I was looking for. I knew it was here somewhere. In fact, we're there now. And this is where people were building homes. Unfortunately, the sun's starting to go down. So this is what I think I'm going to do. Is someone's claimed this. So we're obviously not going to build there. Now what I want to do is build a replica as best as you can in Minecraft, and roughly the appropriate scale, give or take. House I grew up in as a child. There were obviously more than one. Well, if you know me, that is, personally. I lived in 3 different houses. The one I remember the most, in terms of childhood, was the very first brand spanking new house my parents ever bought. And we're going to build that in here somewhere. Problem is that I want the land to be a little elevated on the back, and we do have a little of that here, and not so elevated in the front. So take care of that little problem right now, and I'm not going to bore you with this whole land clearing thing. I'll just take it to a certain point for now, and well, that's further than I wanted. But Mr. Speedy Shovel decided to go further along than I needed, and that could be a problem, but it's not that deep. Can take care of that, no problem. In fact, in case I don't finish in a timely fashion, just bash all this out. Alright, this tends to light up signs fairly well. Parents. I think that's a nice thing to do, huh? First childhood home. Well, not the first childhood home, it's the third. First was a dump that was in a town nearby. Next one was a duplex, one over the other. And then the third house is their very first brand spanking new purchase. Mother didn't care for it too much. The neighbors ultimately turned out to be horrible people, but that's not the point. The point is, let's build a house. Let's... Yeah, I think we might have to go that deep, actually. One for the foundation and one for the actual floor. Alright, this is going to be a little tough to meter out, and unfortunately, I did not think of making... I was thinking of making a bed, but it's all started just a bit too soon. I wonder if any of these people have a bed that I can just borrow. We'll take a look around when we put the monsters at bay. If okay, there's another floor. Here we go. And they made the mistake of putting the bed against the wall. Reason being? Cue it. Oh, it didn't happen. Well, in that case, it works here. But usually when you put your bed against the wall, unless it was a bug that's been fixed, you would take damage. That's why in my builds, the beds are one away from the wall. Hope they don't mind that I borrowed that. Oh, and as I said, let's just look around. Closet space. Bathroom. Ooh, this is actually really... I'm impressed with the small footprint, the stuff that they've got going on here. Balcony. Oh, that's a nice touch. I hope they don't mind me going around. Oh, I see what this is. Oh, we got a old-fashioned 4x3 big screen. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm not 100% sure what this is. It looks like a kitchen. Dining room. Yeah, and someone spent a crap load of time making this picture. Oh, and this is I could have just went down here. Oh, I guess this is a guest, the guest suite. Alright, that's a very nice looking house. The only reason I'm looking at that one and not the others is I wanted to use the bed to keep the monsters at bay. And on this server, you can sleep the night away even if there's other people on, like creepers to kill as seen. And like I said, I'm not going to bore you with everything, because there's going to be a lot of the M word that I'm not very good at. I know I'm not supposed to say naughty words. YouTube don't like that, but I'm going to say it. Math, 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 math. I'll go this far and see where it goes, and plug unnecessary, no, I shouldn't say unnecessary. Plug necessary holes where needed. Because this definitely needs to be plugged up. Okay, we got a chunk here we don't need to basement ties. Now the thing is, on the front of the house, it was on the it was more elevated than it was in the back. So in the back, we had barely enough room for a typical basement window. And over here, we had room for... I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Not make it look too out of scale. Well, I don't know. I think that works, but I also think we need to go a little more this way. So we'll replicate it a little more in this direction. Of course, I've been gifted a crap ton of this stuff here, so it's not that big a deal to replace and replenish. Not that hard. Actually, we might not want that there. Oh, this is going to be fun. We got a gap we want to fill in. As I always think about people with the slower machines. If you don't think of them, then they're not going to have fun playing this game. Reason being is that they may not... Some people still have ancient computers that can barely play this game in double-digit frame rates. So what I try to do is cover everything that... Let's see. Let's try it over here. I'll worry about the dirt and realism thing later. This doesn't have to go anywhere. How does that kind of look? Yeah, good enough. I can afford going a little that way. That should pretty much give us the look that we're looking for, more or less. So this would be the top of that level, my basic grading. So this would be the bottommost. I know I could just use the shovel. And I haven't quite figured out how far back this will go quite yet, so I'm trying to scale it accordingly. Now, it was a split level house, so this would be, up here was the living room and dining room in the back, and the whole basement was unfinished, so there's nothing special going on there. So I think here, like I said, I'm not going to bore you with everything. I'm just going to lay it out and then hope all is good. Actually, let's see. And there was a slightly lower spot, so I didn't exactly think this 100% of the way through, but that's okay. We can always do a little bit of deviation just to make it work. In fact, that was a fail. Alright, we're gonna raise the level by 1. Alright, you get the idea there. This'll be our... This'll be way too much. We'll leave that blank because we're gonna... Let's see, I gotta try and remember where the door was. I think it was more towards that side. Okay, then there was my bedroom, which was really, really tiny. And I'm just gonna use dirt to figure out where... It was all evenly spaced, so... I'm just gonna go... I mean, yeah, it's a little... It's not going to be the best. Might even not be the exact thing, but... In fact, it looks a little bit off. In fact, I will just... It's like I said, this is not going to be perfect by any means. This will be the garage, so to speak. And no. Alright, so that's kind of how this works out. Yeah, not the best of things, but it kind of works. It's still a bit lopsided, but kind of get the idea, sort of. It'll even make more sense when I get more of it done. Anyway, more later. Okay, I did a bit of work. We got the basement pretty much laid out. This will be the front door. Windows that overlook the picture window. Not sure how I'm going to go about that quite yet. This is the quote-unquote garage. No driveway yet. And I've done some terraforming to, well, one, blend in with the existing territory, and two, have the land meet up to the house the way it did in the original building, in the original location. So I mean, there's a little give or take here. Get the idea. And there were two basement windows on this side. I'm not gonna bore you with this. I'm just, I just started that first. I started that second row. Let's finish it. There we go. And I just put torches in just to try to keep it a little safer than usual. So we got the basement all set. Now it's just a matter of putting in the floors and trying to remember what the stairs looked like. I don't think it's going to matter too much. So I'm going to do is rack my brain over it for no apparent reason. And we won't be needing too many of them. There we go. And shouldn't need any of that. You come in this way. There's a landing. And I'm already beginning to think something's already off here. And it is. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna have to go on YouTube because I made a video of me walking around the old neighborhood, and maybe I can get some cues from there and come back. I just realized something. Is Minecraft's limitations is going to force me to do some creative license. The bottoms of the windows lined up with the door on the house that I used to live in. But if I do that, there's only one step to the basement, and there's 3 to the top that is uneven. And if I raise the windows, everything would be completely wrong. So I'm going to have to take a little bit of creative license here and raise up the door a block. Don't really want to do that, but in order to make this whole thing work, that's how it's going to have to go. We'll be back in a moment. Just wanted to point that out. Alright, this video is running long enough. After I do enough footage, I count up the time. Anyway, home is over there. We left building this house. It just did not have the... I just wanted to get this done. because I have other projects I want to do, so I didn't do much in the way of giving you step-by-step details on how things are going and what have not. Well, here it is, sort of finished. I mean, there's some details I left out on purpose because I just wanted it bare bones so I can say I've done this. This is once again my parents' first brand new house, sort of. Some sacrifices, like this door being not level with the windows. As if I made this level, then it just ain't gonna work. It's supposed to be a split level house. It's supposed to be able to go down equal number spaces going up. Basement, nothing to really look at. It's unfinished. That's the way the house actually was. So, and again, there's Minecraft limitations. So we got the garage. It's really skinny in here, but like I said, Minecraft limits. Plus the fact that the game likes to stretch out the how far things appear in the distance. And yeah, that was good. Alright, there we go. And we had the dining room. We actually had a circular table and a chair on each end. But of course you can't do circles here. Living room. Well, we did have a couch and end tables there. And a coffee table. We only had one chair here and a TV, but you couldn't do that. That torch looks ugly, but it's the only way I could light this without having a too dark of a spot for the monsters to fill in. Here we go. Sink. Cabinets. The stove. Pretty much the way it was. Refrigerator. And just this little door that lines up with the entry, which is this little odd thing is actually how it happened. Here's a few more sacrifices. First off, this would be what was my sister's room, although I didn't use the same colors or anything. And over in this area, again, sacrifices again would be the bathroom, but you don't pee and poo in this game, so there's no need for a bathroom. And there was attic access in her closet, which nothing more than just a simple attic. Oddly enough, I've never really been up in the attic in this house back in terms of the real thing. And over here, this part, this section here in the real house was my bedroom. But in order to make the master bedroom big enough to be a master bedroom, that had to go. So the bathroom and my bedroom were the things that went. Here's the master bedroom. Although in actuality, the beds were orientated this way, not this way in reality. And the TV was in a corner. So that's the house pretty much. Oh, and the back. This is all it was. Just a simple little step out and a few steps. That's all it was in the original house. I kept this basement window, which on the real house has been cemented in because whenever it would rain, it would flood the basement. But I kept this for aesthetics. Now, of course, in the real house, we didn't have a river running through the property. So, in fact, we had houses going along here, but there were some limitations. I made up for most of it. And a feature that I had to move was the rock. That's what we call it. Back, say, right about here or so on the actual property, of course, being at the same height that was, would be where the rock was. Just had a big rock that the builder couldn't move and didn't care to and left it on the property. And we left it. The current owners, or ones before them, took that rock and they made it a feature somewhere around here-ish or so, near the very front of the property, and turned it, like I said, into a decorative feature. So that's kind of the midway point where that is. So that's what we're going to end this particular episode of the Craft Theory server. I'll do that right in front of what was my house, where I lived as a child. And it's so hard to imagine that come 2018, we moved into that brand new house 40 years ago. 40. Of course, then at that point, we lived there for 10 years, then moved somewhere else. But, hey, childhood house, and there it is, Minecraft style. Came pretty close on the outside, at least. Anyway, that'll be it. Georgia551 saying, hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.